Yeah, let me
Yep, take your
yeah,
time.
Mac design, I don't need that. No, it's Tahoe. Come on. I'm running late. Yeah,
All
quick
good.
tip. Ah, there I am. It's on tips. Okay, here we go. Can you see me? No, you cannot.
Okay. I can't see you yet.
Stand
Ah, there
by.
you are. Hey, my name is Ron Piercy. I'm from a site called This Day in Metal out of Toronto.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Good, thank you. And we got
Good.
Brian Greenway from April Wine. Oh, what a night.
Ah,
Yep, yeah, yeah. So you're the longest serving member now in April Wine. And
yes.
you sing, you can do guitar, you play harmonica, you do it all.
Well, thank you. Uh, I like harp and I like guitar. It all comes from my blues background, Uh, just one of those blues rock players of the 60s that I fell in love with Clapton and Hendrix and Johnny Winter and all those people later. It's just that's my style, and it just happens to work with April Wine well.
Good. I don't think there's a Canadian kid that I grew up with that didn't know the name Pepper Wine. Like you
Well,
guys, everybody knew, Sign of the Gypsy Queen. And when the video came out, I remember watching that way back in the day on Much Music.
that was fun. Uh, Although some people don't know the name, I remember me and Jimmy Clench years ago. We were playing in I think it was Madawaska somewhere at an outdoor festival, and we stopped it. Jimmy stopped in to buy cigarettes, and the lady asked us if we were going to see April Wine, and we said, "Yeah, we're going to see April Wine." And the lady said, "I'm sure she sings as nice as ever." God
Wow.
bless, God bless her.
So you guys are coming up on, you're embarking on a North American tour with, Toronto Heavyweights Triumph. That's
Yes, we
awesome.
are. Montreal
How did that
heavyweights and Toronto heavyweights. Boy, it's going to be a good time. It's got such a good package together.
Oh, that's amazing. Everybody, I know when they announced the concert, my brothers rushed out and bought tickets right away from the Toronto show. So
Right.
excited. I haven't seen Triumph in years.
Yeah, I haven't seen them really since I've seen Gil a few times, but I haven't seen the band since probably Texas in 81, 82. We did some shows
Oh,
together
that
down
long.
there.
Wow.
Yeah, which was only yesterday, wasn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have a history with Triumph though, besides touring with them?
No, I played golf with Gil once. He was good friends with Miles. And actually,
Okay.
Jimmy and Miles, Jimmy Clench, Miles Goodwin, and myself and Gilmore, we played at the Glen Abbey Golf Course outside Toronto. The day
Yep,
they
that's where I'm
had,
in Oakville.
yeah, the day they had the hurricane.
Oh,
Remember,
wow.
remember back in the 80s, they had a hurricane come through Toronto, and it was the last three holes was kind of like uh, the that great movie with what was it John Chevy Chase, what's it called? Caddyshack. Yeah.
Caddyshack.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was raining like that, and the hole was full of water, and I finally you couldn't putt. It was just crazy. But Gil got to go home because he lived close, but we were trying to get a taxi to go back to Toronto, and nobody would come, so we were stuck, unfortunately, stuck at the bar for hours. Awful.
Yeah, Oakville's not a bad place to be stuck in, trust me.
Not at all. No, it was fine. Yeah, it
That's
was
where I
just.
am right now in Oakville.
I'm in Kingston.
Oh, you're in Kingston. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you live in Kingston all year round or?
Well, I'm going to be. I took over my folks' house here after they passed.
Oh, sorry. Sorry to
Yeah.
hear.
Well, it's a few years ago. My stepfather was 14 years. My mom was going on three, but thank you.
Okay.
I just wanted to live in Ontario. I was born in Ontario, and damn, I'm going to die in Ontario.
I was born and raised in Ontario also too. But you were
Yeah.
born out by Ottawa way, correct?
Yes. Yeah, a town called Hawkesbury, Ontario.
Okay. How did you end up in April wine then? Because they were from the East Coast and
Yeah.
you're central.
Well, my mom and father were from Verdun, and my father got a job in Hawkesbury, so they moved up there before I was born. And then my mom separated from my dad in '58. We moved back to Montreal, and a few years went by, and I started learning how to play guitar. And then in 1970, April Wine moved from Halifax to Montreal. And so,
Oh, okay.
and I remember seeing them, and they first came up at a festival in Quebec City where we were all snowed in, and there was more weed there than there was water or cigarettes. It was crazy. Somebody had brought like 3 or 4 bags of weed. You couldn't smoke anymore. It was crazy. There's too much. But April Wine played at 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember seeing them go, wow, what a neat band, because they're doing all original material. And everybody else there,
Mhm.
including us, with I think with Cheek at the time, we were just doing covers.
Covers, yeah.
So I got to see them then, and we went on tour. And Mash McCann, when I got in that band, we did a couple of maritime tours together. So I got to know Richie and David quite well. Richie is still a good friend, and Jerry Mercer got to know Gary Moffat's still a good friend, and we used to jam together in Montreal. And when the Hemmans left the band in '73. I went and had an interview with Miles. I asked for an audition, and he sat down and talked to me, but he didn't. He took Gary Moffat over me, which in hindsight, I think was a better choice because Gary plays some brilliant guitar parts from those albums '73 right through until the five piece broke up in '84, and it wouldn't have been that way with me. So I was happy that Gary was there instead of me. And I joined in '77 when they said, I remember being down at the Maples Inn, which was a famous bar, old bar, and it used to be a dining dance hall. My dad went there actually in Point Claire, and Steve Lang. This was April Wine was going to be the third band I was in with Steve Lang. It was Cheek, Mash McCann, and then April Wine. He said, "Oh, has Miles called you yet?" And I went, "Why would Miles call me?" And I got all excited. He says, "Oh, you'll find out." Well, he didn't call for 3 or 4 days. Yeah. It was like the
Must
kid
have
waiting
waited
for
by the phone.
Christmas. Yeah. Uh, and so I was asked to join the band for the summer tour to see how it would work out. And it worked out pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome. And your first album was First Glance?
Yeah, they'd started it already. It was about halfway recorded. Actually, I gave the album its name when I showed a piece artwork that and did the Canadian cover. And we started at Tempo Studios, and then we went up to and finished it at the studio in Morin Heights. So that I had a song on there right down to it, which I'd started with all the band, All the Young Dudes, which was with David Hedman and Richie Hedman and some of the guys from the Whackers. We had two drummers and three guitar players and one bass player, but we could play two songs at the same time.
Wow.
And and some of the bars when we were getting drunk at night, late at night in Point Claire, we'd start to play a couple of songs at the same time. And one of them pair of songs we did was Day Tripper and Satisfaction.
Oh,
And as you know, that appears at the end of I Like to Rock. And so that's where that came from.
all
And
right. Oh, cool.
yeah, I started playing it in the studio. We were doing I Like to Rock, and Gary started playing Satisfaction because he remembered seeing us do that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's where that came from. It was a long-winded way to get there, wasn't it?
So how you liking the snow?
I haven't seen so much snow, especially here in Kingston, in a long time. It's unusual. And back home, actually, there's more snow here than there is back in Montreal.
Oh, wow. That's a rare occasion.
It really is. Yeah, I think the lake effect is really doing that because the wind's blowing up the lake and down the lake. The last storm in Toronto on the weekend, what the wind was blowing from Kingston to Toronto and caused lake effect. Other times it blows from Toronto to Kingston and causes lake effect here.
Yeah, we
So
got I'd say about 40. centimeters at least, but more in the city, Toronto, they got about 60,
That's a record snowfall for them in one day, I
which is
understand.
very rare.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm used to it, I guess, because I'm all, I've seen when we were younger, that seemed like that was a normal winter, right? You had big snow banks and you
Well,
had
100%. I don't remember not seeing snow in the winter,
yeah,
especially with
yeah,
you in Montreal, because that's they get hit harder, way harder than us. But as a
yeah.
kid
And we
growing
had
up, I remember it would snow in November and melt in April.
yeah, and here in Kingston, I'd show up in January, February. There's hardly any snow. Sometimes it'd be grass, not for long, but and in Toronto, the same deal. And especially, I don't know. Some winters are worse than others. It just depends on the system. Here we are talking about weather on the April Wine Weather Show
I know.
on WINO, WINO.
All good. So you're all excited about the tour. Uh,
I am.
you guys are touring right now regularly, right? You're not just come like out of retirement like Triumph, but you
Oh
guys are
no.
active.
We had a very busy year last year. We spent 2 weeks in England opening with Uriah Heep. We went back with them in
Oh wow.
October, November, and did 3 weeks in Europe with Uriah Heep. We did 6 weeks across Canada with BTO, and we did our own shows in Canada and the US.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we did 67, 68 shows, I think, which was great because towards the end of when Miles left the band, he didn't want to play so much. We were doing maybe 20, 25 shows. So the band's getting lots of lots of practice out there. I'm really happy about it because we get to see everybody a lot, in each individual member. We're together, we're a team with the crew, and we got a good thing going now. It's the motor's running, it's
Does that
finally
mean does that mean new music coming out?
only if we make mistakes if it's new music. Uh I like to say, yeah, there's new stuff coming up. There is a live album that was recorded last show that Miles did that's all ready to go. But that's all tied up with the estate, and the
Yeah,
estate's not settled yet. So we just have to wait for that to happen. And I'm not involved in it, so I have no idea where it is in a
fair
time.
enough.
Yeah.
But you're not writing any new material at all.
I write half a song. I'm terrible with lyrics because I don't all the lyrics I seem to write were always about love, and I don't want to write that kind of stuff anymore.
Okay.
I want to write something that's a little deeper. I started doing that in on one of the albums, a song called "In Your World." It was sort of inspired by the Beach Boys, "In My Room," which was one of my first loves as a band. And it's just talking about the world. And I was singing in my head last night, going to sleep, and I said, "Wow, that's pretty much where the world is right now again." And even so, I said, maybe that have another look at that song and re-record it.
Awesome. I have to ask you about 1980. You guys played the first Monsters of Rock tour in
Yeah.
Donington. Like
Sorry,
you
sorry
played.
for laughing. I got a good story about that.
Oh yeah, because you had Scorpions, Judas Priest, Rainbow, Saxon. Like that's a heavy metal festival.
Oh yeah, Rainbow. It was Cozy Powell's last gig with Rainbow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and in England, EMI, the label we were with over there, had advertises as a heavy metal band, and we're not a heavy metal band. I mean,
You're a hard rock band.
yeah, maybe Nature of the Beast was heavy metal or boy, hard rock anyway.
Yeah.
So everybody's dressed in black, right? And it had at Castle Donington, and Castle Donington sloped down a big hill to the stage. And it had been torrential rain for the last 3 days. So everybody, the water had all run down by the stage. And it was just a mud pit back there. Everybody was given wellies, like rubber boots, knee-high rubber boots. And they had put down hay everywhere to soak up the mud. So your footprint was like this, walking with hay stuck to it, you know? So we go on, and at that point we had because we were advertising, Canadian rock band, we had changed the Marshall amplifiers, top head cabs and heads from the gray and gold to white grill cloths with red leather Tolex around them. And we were wearing white and red clothing while everybody was wearing black that day. And everybody in the front was very drunk in the audience. And we made splendid targets for people throwing mud. Because when mud hit something white, it really showed up.
Yeah, it would.
Well, you can imagine how that went. They're and just between you and me, flat.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Yeah, because
Yeah,
back in the 80s, though, if you were a hard rock, they didn't know what to term you. They would call you a metal band. I don't know why.
yeah, a metal band and heavy metal band. Uh, yeah, we had a big cat with big long whiskers, like the big head of a cat behind us on the stage in Europe, and but we weren't a metal band, you know. I mean,
No,
no, especially when you look at what metal is now. We're not a Metallica. Is Metallica heavy metal or just metal? Or are they tin or aluminum or something? It's
many genres.
what is metal? What's the periodical table say about that?
My editor, I always fight with him about what's metal. He
Yeah,
goes, "Oh, this guy's metal." I go, "That's not metal." Like, you hear the name Iron Maiden. We talked about this.
yeah,
Iron Maiden, you'd think is a metal, but if you really look at it, they're not even close as heavy as a lot of the metal bands out there these days.
no.
So would you
And
call them hard rock or would you call them metal?
well, in America, that'd be called hard rock, I guess. Over there, it was metal. Well, you're a metal band. They are metal.
But
And
it's
the
all music
Germans,
to me.
yeah, and the Germans when we played in Germany in a heavy metal band, and the German audience is wonderful because they and we were getting mostly guys, at our shows because we're heavy metal, and they would sing along with the lyrics, and they would give you envelopes. This is before the internet now, so they give you envelopes, self-addressed, stamped envelopes for you to send them a pic or write an autograph on and send it back to them, and people would give you this stuff. They could sing, but they could not speak English. It was quite interesting. But they're such nice people. And the British fans were, "Oi,
That's awesome.
right." It's interesting.
It goes with
Canadian
like in the
fans
metal
are,
show you got there.
yeah, Canadian fans are very appreciative. American fans are into the party. It's interesting seeing all the different types of reactions to the same song in different countries.
You've toured most of the world then.
Well, a small
Like,
part of it. Yeah, we
is there
did.
anywhere that you have not played that you'd love to play?
No. Well, I'd like to go to Australia, but I went there once just before COVID, and it's a long way to go. And it was in
Yes, it is.
December. It's in December. It was 2 weeks before Christmas, and it's summer. I can't imagine growing up and December is the hot time of the year, for someone growing up, and December is the coldest month of the year. But they had Christmas trees out just like all we do, but it's summer. It's it's startling. Uh, love to go there. I loved Australia. Love Sydney. I like to go to Japan. Uh, Nowhere else, I don't think. Maybe,
You've never
back.
done Japan?
No, we were going to. We had some good amount of fan mail coming from Japan at one point, and but we never went. I don't know why.
That's surprising. Yeah, Japan would love. Yeah, I'm assuming Japan loves rock and roll, and you guys would
Yeah,
be right up their alley.
I would think so. But
I would too.
yeah, I wasn't part of the business discussions, so I was just Mr. Good Time guitar player.
So, what's your favorite place to play?
At home in my house. Uh, my favorite place to play? I don't know. places that we don't get to too often that are far away, like say Vancouver or the CNE in Toronto. Uh, every few years we'll play there. I like the audiences there like that. And Halifax has a great crowd in the arenas. Uh, every place. Get me wrong. I love playing everywhere, but you do have favorites. And maybe it's because that particular night, or how you felt, or somebody was there, your wife was there, your kids were there that made it special, or you had a particularly successful evening compared to, I sort of compare it to like a sports team. You don't have great nights you win, you lose. Sometimes you play bad, sometimes you play really good, sometimes a couple of guys play good, sometimes the whole team plays good. A band's like that too. So we
True. Just like
yeah.
my Maple Leafs.
Just like the Maple Leafs, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you have fans, right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
like the Leafs. Yeah. Well, now that I'm in Kingston, I'm a last year and past couple of years of Blue Jays fans. When we were in Europe, we were getting up at 4 in the morning to watch the World Series. It was quite something. We'd all get dressed up in the bus with our Blue Jays shirts on and walk through Nuremberg with our Blue Jays clothing on.
That's awesome. That was one hell of a run.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
oh my God. I was up, all my family, we all went to my parents' house. We watched the game, and oh my God, that house was just rocking and rolling. And oh, the
Well,
tension.
nobody thought they'd get that far, and they got right to the end.
No.
Yeah, and even
Oh,
then, it was
it was
debatable who
amazing.
won. No,
Yep.
yeah, no,
No,
it was so close, and this season starting. Of course, the ticket prices have gone up because of that, and you
yep.
can get a ticket for what, $93, but you're way up in the back. And I don't know
I
if I'll
know.
go
A
to any.
sport is so yeah, everybody always says, "Oh yeah, concert tickets are so expensive," but you put it up against paying for the Maple Leafs, or yeah, a
Yeah.
good ticket to the Jays. It's like, wow.
Oh yeah, if you go to a hockey game in Montreal, good seats, dinner, that you're good for $1,000.
Yeah, I have a
Two
brother that has
people.
season tickets to the Leafs, and the money he must spend on that, I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's serious fans and corporate.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
all corporate. Yeah, mostly corporate. Serious fans, unless you have a lot of money.
I'm glad that hasn't really come to the concert scene. Yeah, tickets are expensive, but uh, not to justify some of the expensive seats, but it's expensive to travel. It's expensive to pay people. We run on airplane aviation gas because we fly, or the bus, or it's hotels. We can't control our expenses. We're pay what the market rate is, right? So, but just for $1,000 for a Rolling Stones ticket, I think's a little high.
But yeah, well, I'd rather spend $1,000 on the Rolling Stones than $1,000 on Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, some people would say, who are the Stones? But no, every
I
generation
know that's the
throws
great.
a pop's hero up the chart. Who said that, right? I think it was Paul
Yeah.
Simon.
Uh,
Yeah. We had art heroes, and people after us had their heroes, and vice versa. My daughter has her heroes, and she's in her 30s now, so kids beneath, or younger than her have their heroes. And it's interesting to see how it's all progressed. It's all gone back to single artists again, just like it was before the Beatles came out. It was all pretty much single artists. There was no bands really.
Elvis Presley. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Come to think of it, yeah, you're right.
And now it's single artists again. So are the bands going to suddenly be coming up? Is some band of four lads from somewhere going to blow everybody away and with guitars and uh, and all of a sudden there's bands all over again? I can see at our shows that you can tell the musicians, the young musicians, because they're in the front, just like I used to be, looking up at you and, ooh, how is he doing that? That's how I
Yeah,
learned how to play.
it's part of the song.
There wasn't YouTube. to learn how to play back then. You'd lift the needle and learn a part or go see somebody play. Although I admire YouTube because I learned one of my solos from there one day when I forgot it and I just couldn't get it. So I just, okay, solo for April Wine, show me how to play it. Okay. And this guy was playing. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, thank you.
That's awesome.
I
That's
should have
awesome.
left a note saying thank you, and I can't remember who it was, you know.
So are
But
you
now you can do that. You can learn real fast how to play good guitar by watching all this stuff.
yeah, technology.
Yeah.
So are you a record guy or are you a CD or cassette even?
No, not even. I used to be records, and I used to be, all at the time they were happening. Now everything's on my phone or on my computer because that's just so easier when you're traveling, right? I just don't. I sit down and listen to music. Rarely sit down and listen to music at home, but I do when I travel.
Yeah. Do you get out in the car? Do you listen to music in the car?
Oh yeah, I love when I drive. Yeah, absolutely.
What do
Uh,
you listen to these days?
uh, well, I've I've rediscovered Genesis, so I've been through the past year or so. So I've been going back and listening to old Genesis.
So Peter Gabriel, prog stuff.
Yeah, and because I wasn't a prog rocker, and I didn't like them back then because I didn't like I said in the beginning of the interview, I was a blues guitar player.
Yeah.
Clapton and Hendrix guy. That's not the type of guitar they were playing. So it didn't turn me on, and I wasn't into the keyboards or the prog rock stuff. It was no, play 5/4, for say 8/9 or whatever. No, it's 3/4 or 4/4. That I was playing. So I didn't appreciate it. Now I'm appreciating it for what it is. And plus, Shom FM in Montreal would play that stuff all the time, and it reminds me of Montreal when it was a happier time in the city, for everything. And it's like music therapy, and it just makes, and also I'm discovering it all again. I go, wow, why didn't I like that?
Yeah. And I find the best time for me to listen to music is in my car. I just, when I'm on my way home from work or going into work, I
Yeah,
put my music on, nobody bugs me. I get to listen to it.
yeah. When I came home
Or
from
if I go to the gym.
when I came home from high school every day, I had an old radio, an old mono radio that I had right behind my head, and I would lie in bed and listen to music, supposedly before doing homework. And I would fall asleep listening to what was on the FM station because it was brand new. Wow, listen to this music they're playing. Before it was just AM. Ready, one more the time. Now it was
Yeah.
fidelity. And so I set myself up with two Sonos speakers on either side of my bed now. That so I fall asleep or listening to music, and it's kind of fun. I put on old stuff to listen to, and it just drifts off to sleep nicely. It's a nice time to listen to music too.
That's true. I have Sonos in my room too. My
Yeah.
wife puts it on normally and just plays what she wants, and then I fall asleep to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Providing it's well, my wife's is a generation younger, so she's got some interesting things that she likes. But she's turned me on to a lot of things too, like that I hadn't well that I hadn't been into. So I like that. So I have two generations that I sort of involved in now with music rather than just my own when I was a teenager.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So you're all psyched up for our Triumph. That's going to be a really good tour for you guys. And you
Yes,
get to see all parts of North America. Is there any
again,
plans after? Can't say?
again and again.
Yeah.
I say they just send us out there to check things out and make sure that everything's still okay to all the places we go to. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I could look at a map and go, yeah, been there, yeah, been there, yeah, been there, yeah, been there. Can picture it. So yeah, and to see
Awesome.
the countries, U.S. and Canada grow up and get bigger and expand, and like the big places we used to play, like uh, the in Vancouver, the CNX, whatever it was gone, torn down, replaced with another big place, and just like I did in Montreal with the old Forum.
Yeah.
I used to love playing there. Now the Bell Center, I don't like that place as much. But it's for hockey. It's not for music.
just like Maple Leaf Gardens used to be.
Just like
Everybody used
Maple
to
Leaf.
love playing there.
Yeah.
Scotiabank Center now. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
remember the game. I used to love watching at the Gardens. Scotiabank is great, but it didn't have the charm of the Maple Leaf Gardens. Same with the
No.
Forum in Montreal and the Bell, to the Bell Center.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they made it corporate for the sports and concert, I guess, because I've been to a lot of shows there. It depends where you sit. It is going to sound the best. Everybody has a place they like to sit. I don't like it on the floor. I like it on the side, just back from the stage about 10 rows up.
Oh, okay. I'll have to think about that for when I sit. I always like the floors. I always like the floors. I like to get up close.
Yeah, I don't like it when someone stands up in front of me because then I got to stand up, and I hate standing up during a show all the
That's
time. I'll stand up too, but I don't want to stand up all the time if I have a seat. My knees get sore. That's one thing about being on stage for all these years. Your knees get sore.
yeah. So how long of a set are you guys going to be playing?
50 minutes. We're doing
That's
50 minutes. Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah.
And it's just the two bands. You're not going to add anybody else.
That's what I understand at this point. I don't think there'll be any Taylor Swifts opening.
That's good. That's awesome.
No,
I'm
it's just,
looking
just
forward
the
to.
two of us, Doc. Just the two of us. Yeah. Could be a
Yeah,
great.
I'm planning to go to the Toronto show, so hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah. Please come and say hello. Oh, sorry.
I'll say hello. Yeah.
I
You
got
drink
that.
beer? You a beer guy or just coffee now? Or
Uh, just coffee. I have been dead sober for a little over 11 years now. So I'm happy about
oh,
that. Don't drink.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was getting to the point where it needed to have attention given to it. My wife said, you stop drinking right now or you leave right now. So I stopped drinking.
Good for you. That's amazing.
And I'm a better
Yeah.
person for it and I feel better for it.
Oh, that's great. Well, I can't wait to see you on stage then, and I'll get out and see you, try to say hi to you, bring you a coffee.
Please, thank you. Yeah, very good. Well,
Thank
great
you
to
very
talk
much.
with you. I got to get on to the next one.
Okay. Good luck with the tour, and we'll see you in Toronto then.
Okay, take care. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.